yours here right now. The kind of night we dream about. Oh, 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 it's beautiful. Yeah, time flies when you get it right, so hold on tight to me. Love like we never grew up, and live like you just get one tonight. We're kings and queens. One blink and it's over. Wake up and we're older tonight. We're kings and queens. Stop, take a breath, close your eyes, remember this. Oh, 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 it's beautiful. Love like we never grew up, and live like you just get one tonight. We're kings and queens. One blink and it's over. Wake up and we're older tonight. We're kings and queens. Time flies when you get it right, so hold on tight to me. Love like we never grew up, and live like you just get one tonight. We're kings and queens. One blink and it's over. Wake up and we're older tonight. We're kings and queens.
And I changed my mind. I will wear a hat. The dark one.
What are you doing? Do live streams and live calls?
Well, you come around there so you can hear it.
showed the concert, and then as soon as they got done singing. Last 16 years.
She means like,
You live up here?
like Hillary and stuff.
Oh,
You better
I
do
mean,
something
you should
about
have
it.
been jail for something.
Yeah, why is it?
That's right. I know. I agree with you on that. He should go after her.
And the DOJ and the CIA.
Right.
I think they will. That's what we want until we give them a chance to
I mean, you know,
start
if you need an attorney, you can call me
getting
in my
people.
office. But I mean, as far as like,
He just goes, oh well, we'll just cut the grass. Then it's over. He won't get reelected.
yeah. But no, that's what I enjoy doing. I never call him. White House with no money. Where do you get all these millions all of a sudden?
Yours, here right now. The kind of night we dream about. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. It's beautiful. Yeah, time flies when you get it right. So hold on tight to me. Love like we never grew up, and live like you just get one tonight. We're kings and queens. One blink and it's over. Wake up and we're older tonight. We're kings and queens. Stop, take a breath, close your eyes, remember this. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. It's beautiful. Love like we never grew up, and live like you just get one tonight. We're kings and queens. One blink and it's over. Wake up and we're older tonight. We're kings and queens. Time flies when you get it right. So hold on tight to me. Love like we never grew up, and live like you just get one tonight. We're kings and queens. One blink and it's over. Wake up and we're older tonight. We're kings and queens.
Focus groups. He says, "What do you think about this?" Bang.
Were you in Haiti?
Exactly. Yeah, that never gets reported. like to support the author. Hey, everybody. Much better. Hey, everybody. This is Carl from Carl's Opinion, and this is our afternoon live stream show. And we're coming to you live from the Nevada State and Silver State Chili Cook-Off in lovely Pahrump, Nevada, just about 60 miles west-northwest of Las Vegas, Nevada. And having a really good time out here today, meeting a lot of people. And talking a lot of politics. I published a couple of live streams up today while we were here. Had to cut one off short earlier. Apologize for that. Actually, I think I cut two short off earlier. When you're in the field, it's a little bit different than being in your house, but definitely a different story. But having a really good time here. Let me drop this one thing here so you can see me here. Tomorrow I'll be back out here. I'll make sure to bring a little bit more lighting. I thought it was going to be a lot sunnier out here today than it is. And I'll get some more lighting out here so it'll be easier to see me and it won't be so dark. But anyway, I got a lot of news to get to today. I see some people. I see Roro. Hey, Roro, how you doing there? And Roro there in the chat room. And so let's get to it. We got some news. Let's see what's going on. All right. Iran backs militias to drive the United States from Iraq. And you saw that in the news this week. I think the Wall Street Journal covered it. I'm not sure if really anybody else covered it. It was kind of a weird thing. But you have the Iranian prime minister meeting, or I don't know what he's called, the Iranian religious leader meeting with both the Iraqi president and Iraqi prime minister. And it didn't really seem, it seemed kind of weird because, we gave you your chance to be a democracy, and who you're siding with now, Iran, and you know much we really don't like Iran, and they didn't seem to give a shit. I mean, you think about all the money we spent in Iraq, all the men and women who were killed in Iraq, fighting for their freedom, not our freedom, their freedom, and all the men and women who were maimed and badly injured, all the families that got tore apart back home here because of their loved ones not coming home or coming home maimed, and the Iraqis are like, oh, hey, thanks for all those I think we spent $1 trillion over there, and we lost, like 4,500 men and women over there, and wounded, I think, multiply that by, I think, 5 or 6 seriously wounded, and now they're, like, making friends with Iran. Well, they've actually been making friends with Iran for a while. I mean, I don't want to sound stupid, but now, I mean, they're actually blatantly doing it in the open. So let's take a look at this story here. And, okay, so Iran backs militias to drive U.S. from Iraq. Islamic State jihadis hold up in caves, wait for opportunity to revive terrorism. Yay. Idiots. Anyway, Iraq. The crisscrossing agendas facing Iraq pressured by the U.S. and Iran while trying to set up a functioning government in Baghdad and preventing a revival of Islamist terrorism that nearly broke the country apart were on stark display during a nighttime skirmish this month. And let me put this over here. Soldiers from the Popular Mobilization Forces, largely Shiite Muslim militias strongly backed by Tehran, were traveling from Mosul to Kirkuk when Islamic State militants attacked their convoy near disputed Iraqi Kurdish city of Makmur. 6 died and 31 people from the predominantly ethnic Turkmen unit were injured in the shooting. After the attack, forces near Makmur asked the U.S.-led coalition to bomb Karakor mountain, where the Islamic State fighters hide in caves between Iraq and autonomous Kurdistan's region's military bases. The coalition bombed later that night, said Colonel Saud Bajani, who commands Kurdish Peshmerga soldiers in Mullah Qura near Makmur. Like many of Iraq's Kurds, Colonel Barzini thinks the U.S. military should stay in the country to help fight the Islamic State, which is taking another look at its sanctuaries in Iraq as the last remnants of its caliphate in neighboring Syria fall to the U.S. and its allies. To leave would be to make the same mistake Obama did in 2011, he told the Washington Times from his base, surrounded by suicide trucks taken from Islamic State forces. But the U.S. military presence in Iraq is not universally welcomed. Their pro-Iran Popular Mobilization Forces group is emerging as perhaps the loudest voice, arguing that it's time for the Americans to go home. Iraqi media outlets have reported numerous calls from the militias for the U.S. to leave. Members of the PMF and their political allies in the Iraqi parliament are also said to be spreading conspiracy theories that the Trump administration is helping the Islamic State inside Iraq as a way to justify the U.S. military presence. Well, no, he's not. Just as the Islamic This is just as the Islamic State militants are attempting to reassert themselves in remote majority Sunni areas of Iraq, the PMF is stepping up its quest to expel U.S. forces from the country. It is an intriguing turn of events. The PMF militias formed in 2014 to fight the Islamic State, which had just captured large swaths of Iraqi territory in major cities such as Ramadi, Mosul, and Fallujah. PMF fighters and predominantly Shiite Muslims have received logistical and material support from Iran. Although Sunni Muslim, Christian, Yazidi, and other faiths are represented in their ranks, many see the militias as a virtual arm of Iran inside Iraq, which it is. It's been like that. The PMF formally became part of the Iraqi National Security Forces in late 2016, but many militia members credit Iran for supplying critical weaponry and military training in the long, in the long successful fight to oust the Islamic State. Complicating the picture, parties tied to the PMF are now part of the federal government and have much political clout. They make up much of the Fatah alliance, which came in second in Iraq's parliamentary elections last year. Ha! The militias maintain presence in many Iraqi cities, including predominantly Sunni Muslim areas such as Mosul. PMF leaders have repeatedly called on the U.S. military to leave Iraq. Well, of course, they're Iranians. On March 10th, a Fatah alliance lawmaker implored the prime minister to put a serious end to presence of American forces inside Iraqi lands. According to the Iraqi outlet Hayuth Ayum, the U.S. presence received new prominence in December when President Trump announced plans, since modified, to remove all U.S. forces from Syria as the fight against the Islamic State was winding, but to keep the roughly 5,000 American troops in Iraq. Mr. Trump sparked a furor in Baghdad when he justified the move in part by saying he wanted U.S. troops in Iraq so they could watch Iran. Iraqi leaders were determined not to be pulled into the bitter struggle between the U.S. and Iran. Don't overburden Iraq with your issues, Iraqi President Barham Salih said. Well, isn't that nice? Love this bullshit. Don't overburden Iraq with your issues. Hey, asshole, we're the ones who, like, you overburden us with your stupid issues because you couldn't take care of a bad leader on your own. You needed us to go in there, get our guys killed, spend all kinds of money that we didn't have, had to borrow from China to do it with, to go over there, and you guys gave us nothing in return after we gave you a free country. And you're still fucking it up. So you know what? Screw you, Mr. Iraqi President Barham Salih. Okay? And that's for all the dead servicemen that are not able to be with their families anymore, and all the loved ones they left behind that they can't see anymore, and their children and their wives and their husbands, etc., and their parents and everything. So, don't overburden Iraq. We could have just left Saddam Hussein over there and see how good you'd be doing now. Yeah, you're a Kurd? Oh, yeah, well, Saddam was, like, wiping you people out, like, left way and sideways. The same thing with the Shiite majority who are now siding with Iran. He was killing them as well. Should have just left them in there and let them kill all these idiots. Let me tell you something. Now, you can take 100,000 Iraqis, and not 100,000 Iraqis are equal to one American life. Not one American life. 100,000 Iraqis are worth less than one American life. And we lost, 4,500? Screw him. What an asshole. But anyway. The U.S. is a major power, but do not pursue your own policy priorities. We live here. Yeah, you live there in freedom because of us, stupid. How about like a big thank you? Well, forget thank you. How about doing something for us? We want you to back us up on our policy issues with Iran. Why don't you do that? Hey, we'll call it even after that. You're not going to give us anything else, that's for sure. Bunch of losers. Bunch of third world losers. Talk about shithole. There, Iraq is a shithole country inhabited by shithole people. There you go. Iraq efforts to balance Washington and Tehran were on display again this week with a 3-day official visit of Iranian Prime Minister Hassan Rouhani, which included a rare meeting Wednesday with powerful Shiite Grand Ayatollah Ali Sistani. With the Trump administration on the full court press to isolate the regime in Tehran, the point Mr. Rouhani's visit was unmistakable. There you go. Let's see. It was unmistakable. The visit sends a message to the United States of America that Iran is still effective in Iraqi politics. Ali Fadallah, an Iraqi political analyst, told the Associated Press. Iran's allies in Iraq, including the PMF, have been quick to seize on Mr. Trump's comments. After reports of a U.S. military patrol in Mosul in February, a spokesman for the Popular Mobilization Forces said they warned the U.S. against carrying out such acts near them in the future. Oh, they're going to warn us. On March 10th, a Fatah Alliance member of Parliament said, "We will not allow the U.S. to control Iraq, even if it costs us our necks." Oh, yeah, they think we're going to go back in there. He knows, he's talking, big noise because he knows we're not going back in. If he thought there was a second we were going back in and would go back in and take him and his stupid friends out, he wouldn't be talking so much trash. But you know what? Yeah, he's talking real tough. Oh, we're risking our necks by talking bad about the U.S. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not brave. You're a coward, like the rest of your people in your country. Cowards who couldn't get rid of a leader they didn't like, and so we got to come in and do it for them. A bunch of cowards and losers and idiots in that country. The hell with all of them. Members of the militias and their allies have repeated widespread conspiracy theories that Washington is helping the Islamic State in order to justify the president. Yeah. Jesus. Let's get to some fun news. McCain aide leaked Russia dossier data to news media. Federal court unseals Kramer's testimony by Roman Scarborough, The Washington Times. That's kind of big. Let me pull it down a little bit. Much better. David Kramer, the then Senator John McCain aide who leaked the discredited Christopher Steele dossier on President Trump, testified in a libel case that he spread the unsubstantiated anti-Trump material all over Washington during the presidential transition. Meaning, after Trump got elected, he was still spreading this shit. Mr. Steele, a former and you don't think John McCain was having him do that? Of course he was. Mr. Steele, a former British spy, testified in the same case that he relied on an internet gossip page to try to verify one of his key charges. Wow, there you go. There's some real good intelligence work there. Mr. Kramer, a former State Department official and a Trump detractor, leaked the Democrat finance dossier material to the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, Fred Hyatt, CNN's Carl Bernstein, National Public Radio McClatchy News Service, and others, he said during his deposition in the libel case. But his most momentous meeting was with Ken Bessinger of BuzzFeed in Washington during the Christmas holidays. He let Mr. Bessinger read the dossier. He then stepped away. The reporter took cell phone photos. They ended up on January 10th, 2017, on BuzzFeed's website, Forever Changing Political History. He said he wanted to read them. He asked me if he could take photos of them on his, I assume, iPhone, told the court in the libel case. The U.S. District Court in Miami unsealed court files Thursday, marking the first time Mr. Kramer's version of events had become public. I asked him not to. He said he was a slow reader. He wanted to read it, Mr. Kramer testified. Oh, like he didn't know he was going to, use the photos and then publish it. He was marketing this thing all over town. He knew somebody. He wanted somebody to publish it. It's like, oh, I didn't think he'd publish it. I got a phone call to make, and I had to go to the... Oh, wait. Mr. Kramer testified. So I said, I got a phone call to make, and I had to go to the bathroom, so I'll let you be, because I don't read well when people are looking at me breathing down my neck. And so I let him read for 20 to 30 minutes. Were you aware that he had taken pictures? Not until January 10th. Oh, yeah, that's one of the things. Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and... don't take any photos while I'm gone. A rattled Mr. Kramer asked Mr. Bessinger to take down the dossier and leave his name out of it. Mr. Kramer was identified as the dossier leaker during the libel case's discovery. Mr. Kramer said Mr. Steele told him this wasn't supposed to happen this way. The Wall Street Journal exposed Mr. Steele as the author, sending him into hiding for weeks. McCain aide later amended his testimony. In a declaration, he said he had no problem with giving BuzzFeed a copy and provided copies to other journalists. Mr. Kramer said he was pressed by Mr. Steele, who compiled the dossier to spread the anti-Trump information to a variety of reporters. Mr. Steele himself was working reporters from London in an attempt to get the FBI to zero in on Mr. Trump before he took office. Anyway, so that's a little short live stream for tonight, and I might go live again later tonight, but we'll see. We'll definitely be live tomorrow. Also, today was the Silver State Chili Cook-Off. Tomorrow will be the Nevada State Chili Cook-Off, live from Pahrump, Nevada, and I'll go ahead and get started a little bit earlier tomorrow, probably about 9 p.m. or so. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, and I want to say thanks, and I'll see you guys. If I don't see you tonight, I'm definitely going to see you guys tomorrow. So have a good one. Bye-bye.